Radhe Radhe. It is my fortune to introduce Rameshwari Didi ji. Rameshwari Didi has dedicated her life to the spiritual well-being of humanity. Ever since childhood, she has had an unwavering love for Lord Krishna. As she grew, her love for God intensified, leading her to study under the divine guidance of her Guru, Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj. She studied Vedic scriptures and devotional music from him. She was then awarded sannyas, and currently she gives program across the US and Canada. On behalf of all of us, let's try to honor Rameshwari Didi ji by putting the garland. Radhe Radhe. We can turn off or put on vibrate mode our cell phones. Thank you.
Mannatha Shri Jagannatho Madguru Shri Jagadguru Madatma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Kasturitilakam lalatpatale vakshasthale kaustubham nasagre varmoktikam kartale venu kare kankanam sarvange harichandanam Sulalitam Kanthe cha Muktavali Gopastri Pariveshtito Vijayate Gopal Chudhamani Namah Kamalena Bhaya Namah Kamalmaline Namah Kamalpadaya Namaste Kamalekshana Yo Brahmanam Vidhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvam Ha Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये. Spiritually inquisitive divine souls, as a regular spiritual practice, let us chant for a few minutes, and thereafter the subject for today will begin. First one. राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे. राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे. ओ राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे. 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 गोविंद राधे. गोविंद राधे. गोविंद राधे. गोविंद राधे. राधे राधे गोविंद 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 गोविंद राधे. तुम भी मोही भूलो नहीं पलछिन आधे. तुम भी मोही भूलो नहीं पलछिन आधे. तुम भी मोही भूलो नहीं पलछिन आधे. मोही भूलो नहीं पलछिन आधे. मैं भी तो ही भूलू नहीं ऐसी बना दे. मैं भी तो ही भूलू नहीं ऐसी बना दे. मैं भी तो ही भूलू नहीं ऐसी बना दे. मैं भी तो ही भूलू नहीं ऐसी बना दे. गोविंद राधे. गोविंद राधे. गोविंद राधे. गोविंद राधे. राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे. राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे. भुक्ति ना दे मुक्ति ना दे बैकुंठ नादे,
मुक्ति नादे, मुक्ति नादे, बैकुंठ नादे,
भुक्ति नादे, मुक्ति नादे, बैकुंठ नादे,
मुक्ति नादे, मुक्ति नादे, बैकुंठ नादे।
काऊ गोपी ते गोपी प्रेम दिला दे,
काऊ गोपी ते गोपी प्रेम दिला दे,
ओ काऊ गोपी ते गोपी प्रेम दिला दे,
काऊ गोपी ते गोपी प्रेम दिला दे।
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
तू ही एक पतित पावनी राधे,
तू ही एक पतित पावनी राधे,
तू ही एक पतित पावनी राधे,
तू ही एक पतित पावनी राधे।
तो ही तजी जाऊं कित तू ही बता दे,
तो ही तजी जाऊं कित तू ही बता दे,
तो ही तजी जाऊं कित तू ही बता दे,
तो ही तजी जाऊं कित तू ही बता दे।
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
ओ राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
अब तो मैं तेरा पाछा छोड़ू नहीं राधे,
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 छोड़ू नहीं राधे,
छोड़ू नहीं राधे,
छोड़ू नहीं राधे,
छोड़ू नहीं राधे।
अब तो मैं तेरा पाछा छोड़ू नहीं राधे,
अब तो मैं तेरा पाछा छोड़ू नहीं राधे,
चाहे अपनाए चाहे चक्र चला दे,
चाहे अपनाए चाहे चक्र चला दे,
चाहे अपनाए चाहे चक्र चला दे,
चाहे अपनाए चाहे चक्र चला दे।
गोविंद राधे,
गोविंद राधे,
गोविंद राधे,
गोविंद राधे,
गोविंद राधे,
गोविंद राधे,
ओ गोविंद राधे,
गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
सारा जग कहत कृपालु तो ही राधे,
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 कृपा करी सांचो कृपालु बना दे,
कृपा करी साचो कृपालु बना दे,
कृपा करी सांचो कृपालु बना दे,
कृपा करी साचो कृपालु बना दे।
हो राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
हो राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे,
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे।
बोले श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय।
वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, लाडली लाल की। The bhajan, the devotional song that I have decided to elaborate on, it's a very beautiful bhajan from the Prem Ras Madira, Danya Madhuri. हमें तो एक तिहारी आस. An aspirant is addressing the Supreme Lord. O Sham Sundar, all my hopes are confined to you alone. You are my only hope. काहू के काहू को बलहरी, हम ही तुम ही विश्वास. Different people, various people, depend on different kinds of strengths, different types of powers or strengths, but I have faith in you alone. को कर योग यज्ञ दानादिक, को कर व्रत उपवास. Some people believe in yoga, in the practice of yoga, and some in yajna, the Vedic fire sacrifices, and some in almsgiving, and there are others who consider fasting to be the best means. को कर चारि धाम हूँ तीरथ अरु, को कर काशी वास. Some people trust or they believe in going on pilgrimages, going to the 4 main sacred places such as Badrinath, Rameshwaram, Dwarika, Jagannath Puri, and so on. While others choose to dwell in the holy city of Kashi, the sacred city of Kashi, in order to attain divine bliss. So I'm just briefly going over the meaning. को कर आस स्वर्ग अपवर्ग ही, को बैकुंठ vilas. And some people desire to attain heavenly abodes, heavenly planets, or liberation, while others are attracted to your majestic form and its opulence. In other words, they desire to attain the divine bliss of your divine abode, Vaikunt. हम कृपालु गोपाल तिहारी ही, करत आस बनिदास. Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, saint poet of this bhajan, writes in the last line that I, having become your eternal servant, depend exclusively on you. So we will sing this bhajan a little later. You see, the saints and the scriptures have mentioned a few main conditions to be fulfilled when setting out on the path or while treading on the path of devotion. And in this pad, Shri Maharaj Ji emphasizes the importance of one of these four conditions, one of these main conditions. In fact, this condition is the very foundation which supports the palace of our devotion. As you must know, there are four main pillars upon which the palace of our devotion is built. Our devotion is developed. And they are Deenta, humility, humbleness, Nishkamta, selflessness, unselfish love, Nirantarta, continuity, Tail Dharavat, like the steady flow of oil. In other words, uninterrupted devotion. And the fourth one, last but not least, is called Ananyata, exclusive, steadfast devotion. And in this bhajan, Shri Maharaj Ji highlights this particular condition. We have practiced devotion innumerable times in the course of our innumerable past lives, but never once did we practice exclusive devotion. And God is very particular in this respect. He wants us to love Him and Him alone. This is why all the scriptures have laid emphasis, from the Vedas to the Ramayana, on the importance of loving God alone. Note, the word ev, which means only or alone, is used in numerous scriptures. In the following verses, for instance, Tamev viditvati mrityumeti nanyaha pantha vidyate yanai. Shvetashvatara 3rd chapter, 8th verse. Tamev, ev. Rasagvam hyevayam. Taittiriya Upanishad 2:7. Mam ekamev sharana matmanam sarvadehinam. Bhagavad, 11th canto, 12th chapter, 15th verse. Vedavyas also states, Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhush cha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. The Gita also states, Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam taranti te. 7:14. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. 1862, Gita. We also find the word ananya used in the scriptures. See, the word anya means others. By using the infix na, by adding na to anya, anya is turned into a negative and it becomes ananya, which literally means not others or exclusive. Ananyachetaha satatam yo mam smarati nityashah. 8:14 Gita. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. 9:22 Gita. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevam vidhorjuna gyatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha param tapa. Gita again, 11:54. The meaning is one and the same. Take refuge in God alone. The entire Gita is filled with the importance of exclusive love and surrender to God. In the first 2 chapters of the Gita, although Arjuna claims to be surrendered to Lord Krishna, however, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna to be surrendered exclusively to him. This is the essence of the Gita. Complete surrender, exclusive surrender. Arjuna tells Lord Krishna, Shadhimam tvam parpannam. Shadhimam. My Lord, tell me what to do. My mind is bewildered. Tvam parpannam. I am completely surrendered to you. And yet, when Lord Krishna tells Arjuna to fight the battle, Arjuna refuses because he's afraid of committing sin, incurring sin by killing his elders, teachers, and kinsmen. So what does this mean? It means that although Arjuna loves Lord Krishna and is surrendered to him, his love is not yet exclusive. He is not Ananya. He's not only surrendered to Lord Krishna. His love for Lord Krishna is not yet exclusive. He also loves his honor, his prestige, his elders, teachers, and family members. Hence, the great sage, Naraji, defines the term ananyata, exclusiveness, in the Narad Bhakti Sutra as anyashrayanam tyago nanyata. Giving up the hope of all but one is called exclusiveness, ananyata. The Ramayana also tells us, एक भरोसो एक बल एक आस विश्वास एक राम घन श्याम हित चातक तुलसीदास मोरे सबई एक तुम स्वामी दीन बंधु और अंतरयामी. Mam ekam sharanam braj. Again, Gita 1866. Rely only on one, since he is your sole refuge, your sole strength, and your sole hope, your only hope. Therefore, the word for exclusive love and devotion is ananyata, not anya, not others. And who are these anya or others? Anyone and everyone apart from God is anya or other. And yet, he tells us that we must love him alone. Our problem is that we end up putting also, instead of putting alone and only, instead of saying to God, Tvameva mata cha pita, you alone are my mother, cha pita tvameva, you alone are my father, we end up saying to him, you are my mother and father, yes, but I also have a mother and father waiting for me at home. Now you may think that our world is certainly better in this respect than God. Because in the world we are allowed to keep a number of people in our heart We can keep our mother, our father, our husband, our wife, our brother, our sister, and so on, and no one objects to the presence of the other. But God is different. He wants to live alone in our heart. And if we accommodate others, He's not willing to stay there, not for long. He just packs up and leaves. So on this basis, we may think that God is very narrow-minded, whereas the people of this world to be very open-minded. But the reality is something different altogether. You see, there are two parties, one belonging to God and the other belonging to this world. As long as we keep someone from the worldly party in our heart, the world does not mind. But as soon as someone moves away from their party and places God in his heart, the worldly party begins to raise objections. So you see, the people of this world are generous as long as you accommodate others from their party. Similarly, God does not mind as long as we accommodate, as long as we keep someone from His party in our heart. And God's party, of course, is very strong. It does not consist of God's family, is much larger than any worldly family. It doesn't consist of 1, 2, 10, 20, 50, or even 100 family members, but innumerable family members in the form of His countless dissensions. We may keep in our heart and worship any one of these innumerable dissensions of God, innumerable family members. We may love Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, Lord Narsingh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so on. And God would not mind. The important thing to remember is that there should not be anyone from the worldly party in our heart, occupying our heart. God is so strict in this matter that He says, Yada hye vaisha etasmin nudar mantaram kurute ath tasya bhayam bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad 2:7. Meaning, if there remains the slightest lack equal to a hair's breadth, the width of a hair, in your surrender, you will not attain the unlimited divine grace of God. In other words, He does not tolerate the slightest deviation in exclusive love for Him. And yet, what do we do? Do we practice exclusive devotion to God? No. Leaving the Western countries alone for now and talking about India, which is the most spiritually advanced country in the world. From a spiritual point of view, it is the best country to take birth in, since it is only in this country that one hears the name of God being chanted right from birth. Spirituality is so ingrained in the minds of our Indian people that we greet one another by praising God, Jai Ram Ji ki, Jai Shri Krishna, Sita Ram, Radhe Radhe, and so on. Moreover, if you were to ever see a funeral procession in India, you will hear this slogan being chanted, Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai. Meaning that only the name of God is true and all else is false. In other words, they recognize the fact that everything, like this body, this human body, even, is perishable. It is temporary. It will come to an end sooner or later. And that the only lasting thing in life is the name of God. Such is the importance of this country that even celestial beings, heavenly beings, desire to take birth as humans in India. Dhanyastu ye bharat bhumi bhage. And yet, the sad fact is that in spite of being in the possession of a treasure house of Tattva Gyan, true knowledge about the matters of the soul and the Supreme Soul, in the form of the Vedas, the Puran, the Gita, Ramayana, and numerous other scriptures, and not to mention the countless dissensions of God Himself and as well as His saints on this part of the earth, there are only a handful of people who truly understand the meaning of devotion. The majority of the people, although they may take God's name day in and day out, memorize the entire Gita, the Bhagavad, the Ramayana, and so on, visit all the places of pilgrimage, observe fasts every day of the week, visit the temple for devotion on a regular basis, and yet they do not practice ananyata, exclusive love for God. Why? Because along with praying to God, not only do they continue to keep members of the worldly party in their heart, but also a multitude of idols of heavenly gods, celestial gods and goddesses in their home as well. Because they are of the opinion, yani kani cha mitrani kartavyani shatani cha. In other words, one should keep lots of friends, because if one of them turns his back on you, there will be many more to fall back on. This is the reason why they pray to a multitude of gods and goddesses all at once, so as not to offend any one of them. They're unaware of the supreme law that reads, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu states, Yenarchito haristena tarpitani jagantyapi rajyante jantavastatra sthavara jangama api. In other words, he who practices devotion to God need not practice devotion to any other entity. Moreover, you see, worshipping celestial gods can only help us to attain worldly properties, but cannot help us towards God realization. In attaining the ultimate aim of our life. Moreover, what is the logic in praying to these celestial gods when the fact is that they're also under the bondage of Maya, just like us? Not only that, even these gods in heaven beg and long, they beg God to be blessed with the rarest opportunity of human birth. They desire to take birth as humans. Why? You all know. Because it is only in this human form of life that one can work towards reaching the ultimate aim of this life, which is to attain supreme, unlimited, divine bliss. One that is everlasting and ever increasing. But even if someone insists on worshipping heavenly gods, even then he does not need to worship them separately. Because as the scriptures tell us, Yena archito haristena tarpitani jagantyapi. One who offers worship to God automatically pleases all other entities, such as heavenly gods. The Bhagavad explains this point beautifully. Yatha taror moola nishechanena tripyanti tatskandha bhujo pashakha pranopaharacha yathendriyanam tathaiva sarvarhanamach Juteja. Bhagavad. 4:31:14. Just as by watering the root of a tree, its branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits automatically receive water, in the same way, Bhagavad tells us that all the various gods and goddesses are automatically worshipped when the Supreme Lord is worshipped. And yet, on the other hand, if one puts water on all the leaves, flowers, branches, and fruits of a tree without watering the root of a tree, the tree would eventually dry up, and in a very short period of time. Similarly, even if one worships all the heavenly gods and goddesses, this worship is absolutely useless unless and until the Supreme Lord is worshipped. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in the Gita as well. Yanti devavrata devan pitrin yanti pitrivrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajinopimam. 925 Gita. Those who take to the worship of heavenly gods and goddesses attain heaven, the pleasures of which are temporary and limited. And those who worship the mains, the revered ancestors, souls of their dead ancestors, attain the abode of the mains. And those who worship evil spirits or ghostly spirits attain the abode of the ghosts. And those who worship God attain Him in the end. So since it is our aim to, of course, attain the supreme abode of God, to partake in His divine pastimes, to enjoy the same supreme divine bliss, it is natural. We must worship God and God alone. And what is our present condition? The scriptures tell us, maybe not your condition, but possibly mine, definitely mine, I think. So our present condition, the saints say, is like that of a fly, which sits on scabs and wounds one moment, and on a fragrant flower the next. In other words, we go back and forth between worshiping God 1 minute and worshiping this world, the material world, or celestial gods the next. And yet, what we have to do is to become like the bee, which only sits on fragrant flowers and drinks nectar. So here, a question arises. If we should not worship celestial gods or our ancestors or any other worldly entities, then whom should we worship? Which form of God must we worship? Well, we all worship Shri Radha and Krishna. Our object of worship are the deities of Shri Radha and Krishna. But why do we worship Shri Radha and Krishna as opposed to some other form of God, as opposed to some other personality of God? What is so special about worshipping Shri Radha and Krishna? Even the supreme master of this age, the late Jagadguru Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, our very own spiritual master, recommends devotion to Shri Radha and Krishna. So what is the uniqueness in loving Shri Radha and Krishna? The Bhagavad states, Avatara hiya sankhyeya hareha sattva nidhir dvijaha. God has descended to earth innumerable times and in innumerable forms. Lord Krishna himself, again, reveals to Arjuna in the Gita, Bahuni me vatitani janmani tavacharjuna. 4:5. O Arjuna, many are my lives that have passed. he further declares, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharat abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. 4:7 Gita. Whenever there's a decline in religion, I come into being for the establishment of righteousness and the annihilation of the evil. So God has taken innumerable forms. The Ramayana also says, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. He has performed unlimited divine pastimes and has taken unlimited divine forms. And of course, all of God's forms are divine and perfect. Because God is one. There's only one God. There's no such thing as a superior or an inferior form. We may choose any form of God to visualize and worship. They all possess the same powers. All of God's divine forms, all of his forms are the abode of the same unlimited divine bliss. And the same unlimited divine bliss exists in all of their names, forms, qualities, pastimes, and abodes. So what is so unique in worshipping Shri Radha and Krishna? You see, although we may choose any form of God to visualize, yet our mind is mic. It is made of the 5 gross elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth. And therefore, it fails to be attracted by each and every form of God. For instance, God in the form of a tortoise or a pig is not likely to attract us. Because instead of seeing the divine and unlimited beauty in these forms, we will start thinking of a worldly tortoise or a pig. And consequently, instead of being attracted to God, we are likely to be repulsed by him. And therefore, we need to choose a form which will easily attract the mind through divine pastimes. And as you know, the more well-known of God's descensions have been as Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and so on. We are free to choose any one of these forms of the Supreme Personality. And yet, out of all the forms of God, his form of Lord Krishna is the best and the easiest to meditate upon. Why? Well, first of all, as you have been previously told, the saints tell us in order to facilitate our loving God, to make it easier for us to love him, we must not love God as God, but to love him through the 4 main bhavs relationship, that is, to love him as our master, the servant-master relationship, dasya bhav, to love him as our child, vatsalya bhav, the parent-child relationship, sakhya bhav, to love him as our friend, and the supreme bhav, madhurya bhav, to love him as our beloved. Whichever one of these relationships we want to establish with God, it is easiest to establish it with Shri Krishna. Because it is only in this avatar, in this descension, that we find the greatest number of leelas and the sweetest of leelas, the sweetest of divine pastimes, which forcibly attract our mind and are so delightful to the soul. They bring solace to our soul. In fact, the very name Krishna, as you know, Krishna means he who is all attractive. And furthermore, what is the other point? You may have noticed that while talking about dasya bhav, that is a servant-master relationship, examples are always given from the descension period of Lord Ram. However, as we progress to higher levels of worship, examples are usually given, or always given from Lord Krishna's descension. Why? Because out of the four main relationships that we can establish with God, the highest, as you know, is the relationship of the beloved. And this relationship we can establish only with Shri Krishna. So the highest bhav, that is Madhurya bhav, incorporates all the other bhavs within it. In this mode of loving God as our beloved, we can love Him as our son, our friend, and our master. In other words, to love Him with all the feelings. There are no restrictions. In the Madhurya bhav, one can take all liberties with the beloved, that is, loving Him without any restrictions. One has the right to do as he pleases. He may even switch from one bhav to the next at any given time. In other words, there's so much closeness in this relationship that there's almost a feeling of oneness. Hence a gopi says, to give you an example, Prana bhaye kanamaya, kana bhaye pranamaya, prana bhaye kanamaya, kana bhaye pranamaya. हिये ते न जानी परे प्राण है कि कान है, हिये ते न जानी परे प्राण है कि कान है, प्राण भय कानमय, कान भय प्राणमय. A gopi says, when I look at Shyam Sundar, it seems to me that I'm not looking at Shyam Sundar, but at my own life. And when I look at my own life, pran, my own life force, it seems to me that I'm looking at Shyam Sundar. So I'm unable to decide as to which is my life and which is Shyam Sundar, as to who is who. So such is the proximity experienced by the devotee in the Madhurya Bhav. Even when Lord Ram descended on earth, there were some rishis of Dandakaranya, Dandak forest. There were also some maidservants of Sita ji who became attracted, very attracted to Lord Ram, and wished that he was their beloved, that they could also have that relationship with him, the most intimate relationship. Lord Ram noted down their desire, the desire that they had internally expressed to him. However, and yet, he could not grant them this wish in that dissension, in that period of, in that dissension period. So he had promised these individual souls who wished to drink the nectar of the highest form of love, that is Madhurya Ras, that he would reappear as Lord Krishna in the age of Dwapar in order to fulfill their pious desire. And because it is our aim to attain the highest level of devotion to God, to drink the sweetest nectar of divine love bliss, it is logical, it is the reason why we worship Shri Radha and Krishna. Here some people, innocent people may say, well, we have been worshipping some other form of God all our life. And if we change our deity of worship, our object of worship, that particular deity may get angry at us. You see here, we fail to understand that God is one and the same. He only assumes different forms. So why would it make a difference to him which form you choose to worship? He only objects to our worshiping our ancestors or celestial beings or other worldly entities bound by Maya. It does not matter to him which one of his own forms we choose to worship. And even if you have been worshiping some other form of God, the scriptures say, think of that form to be a form of Shri Krishna. There should not be any hesitation in accepting the form which is the most beneficial to us. God is one, after all. To give you an example, suppose a woman has a picture of her husband in the living room, and in this picture he's wearing a 3-piece suit as well as a tie. One day, this woman decides to change this picture with another picture of her husband, in which he's wearing a casual suit as well as a beard and a mustache. So do you think that the husband would object to her changing the picture? No. Of course not, because she still has his picture in the living room and not some other man's picture. In the same way, why should God mind if we replace some other form of his with his form of Shri Krishna? So you understand that it is easiest for us to love Shri Krishna. And most importantly, how should we love him? That is the question. Lord Krishna himself tells us, Tesham nityabhiyuktanam. We must be nitya abhiyukt, constantly attached to him with our mind. We have to do as Arjuna was instructed to do in the Gita. Sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmar. Lord Krishna said, remember me at all times. How is that possible? How is it possible to remember Shri Krishna at all times? We also have to work in the world. We must perform our worldly duties. So how is it possible to remember God at all times? Because our problem is that any work we perform in the world requires the conjunction of the mind and the sense organs. Without the conjunction of the mind, our sense organs, that is our eyes, ears, nose, mouth, etc., are unable to perform their functions, their respective functions. This is why, if you are deeply engrossed in doing something, say watching TV or cleaning, cooking, reading, etc., you will not be able to hear someone calling out your name, even though the person calling you may be sitting right next to you. What does this mean? It means, therefore, it seems that we can do one of the two things. We can either think of God or we can go about our business in the world. How can we do both at the same time? And yet Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmar yuddhacha. Perform the work of fighting the battle and at the same time have the mind attached to me at all times. So how is that possible? How is it possible to work in the world and be constantly attached to Shri Krishna at all times? This is the question. The answer to this question and much more will be disclosed in the next discourse, which is next week, I believe. And for now, we will sing this bhajan and reinforce the spiritual knowledge and develop our exclusive love for Hari and Guru. So let us chant this bhajan with these devotional feelings. हमें तो एक तिहारी आस,
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 काहू को बलहरी, काहू को बलहरी, हम ही तुम्हारी विश्वास, हमें तो
हमारी तुम्हारी विश्वास, हमें तो
हम ही तुम्हारी विश्वास, हमें तो
हमारी तुम्हारी विश्वास, हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें
कर योग को कर योग यज्ञ दानादिक कर योग यज्ञ दानादिक कर योग यज्ञ दानादिक यज्ञ दानादिक दानादिक को कर व्रत उपवास हमें तो जप उपवास हमें तो कर जप उपवास हमें तो चारी धाम हूँ तीरथ कर चारी धाम तीरथ कर चारी आस हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
को कर आस को कर आस स्वर्ग अपवर्ग ही
को कर आस स्वर्ग अपवर्ग ही
स्वर्ग अपवर्ग ही
स्वर्ग अपवर्ग ही
को कर आस स्वर्ग अपवर्ग ही
को कर आस स्वर्ग अपवर्ग ही
को बैकुंठ विलास हमें तो
कुंठ विलास हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस 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 हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
हम कृपालु हम कृपालु गोपाल तिहारी
हम कृपालु गोपाल तिहारी
गोपाल तिहारी हम कृपालु गोपाल तिहारी
हम कृपालु गोपाल तिहारी
करत आस बनिदास हमें तो
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 हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
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 राधे राधे गोविंद बोलो रे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
गोविंद बोलो रे राधे राधे बोलो रे
राधे राधे बोलो रे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
गोविंद बोलो रे
गोविंद बोलो रे
राधे राधे बोलो रे
राधे राधे बोलो रे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद बोलो रे
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
एक तिहारी आस हमें तो
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की श्री राधा रानी की जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय